Wait, let's unpack this. Today we're doing a deep dive into something, well, really personal and I think profoundly important. It's about capturing those stories, the insights from our parents or grandparents. We're drawing directly from one main source today, an article called Questions to Ask Your Parents or Grandparents Before It's Too Late.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission here for this deep dive is really to get into why these conversations matter so much, the urgency the article talks about. And then sticking strictly to what this piece suggests, look at some, practical ways you can actually start these talks. The author starts off with this really moving story about regretting not asking his grandpa about his childhood and how losing that chance, well, it changed everything for him. It says a powerful tone, right?
It absolutely does, yeah. And that personal story, it really drives home the main point for you, the listener. These aren't just, casual chats you might have sometime. The article frames them as, like, genuine treasures, unique parts of your family history and your
Right.
own identity, really. Things that, well, once they're gone, irreplaceable. It's knowledge meant specifically for you to uncover and keep safe.
Yeah, and that's where it gets really direct. The article, it doesn't pull any punches. Right away, it hits you with that core message. Don't wait. Don't wait for some perfect moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because the perfect moment,
Yeah.
it's now. That urgency, that's really the engine behind it all.
Exactly. And what's interesting, I think, is how the source shifts from that emotional why, the regret, the value, to the practical how. It gives you a kind of roadmap, suggests these categories of questions, which is great because it helps overcome that feeling of, well, where do I even start?
Right? It gives you these starting points, these doorways, like this section on childhood memories.
Mm.
It would suggest questions you might just never think of. Like, what's your absolute earliest memory? A specific one. Or asking them to describe the house they grew up in, the neighborhood. Imagine the details there.
Hmm. And then it moves into family traditions, asking about, favorite rituals or those really special family recipes. And the interesting thing there isn't just the recipe, it's the stories woven around it. Who was there? What holiday was it? The memories tied to that food.
Oh, yeah. And life lessons, that's a big one. Asking about the best advice they got from their parents or grandparents or lessons learned from really tough times. The article points out it's not just about the hardship, but the resilience, the wisdom gained. And then, crucially, it asks about the one piece of advice they'd pass on to you. That feels so direct, so valuable.
It does. It also touches on career and accomplishments, like asking about their very first job. What did they learn? Or what achievements they feel most proud of looking back. These questions uncover their values, their defining moments, maybe.
And relationships and love, that goes into how they met their partner or what their wedding day was actually like, beyond just the photos, and how becoming a parent or a grandparent maybe shifted their whole perspective on life.
Yeah.
Foundational stuff.
Definitely. And finally, that dreams and reflection section, it's quite moving, actually. It encourages asking about goals they might still have, things they still hope to do, or what they feel most grateful for, looking back over everything. And maybe the most poignant one, how they hope their family remembers them.
So we've got the why, the urgency, and the what, those question categories. But the next big thing the article addresses, okay, how do you actually capture all this? How do you make it last? Capturing their stories. That's the key part here.
Right. The source makes a really good point that just having the conversation, well, that might not be enough if you want to preserve it long term. It suggests a few methods. You could record the audio, maybe video, or take detailed notes, or even create an album, physical or digital. And the article sort of hints that recording captures more, right? Not just the words, but the voice, the pauses, the emotion, things notes might miss.
And it does mention a specific tool, a life portrait, as one option that can help organize this. The value it highlights is how it can bring different things together, those voice recordings, maybe written notes, organizing photos. It's about creating a richer, more complete archive, I suppose.
Exactly. And tying it all back to you, the listener, the article sums it up nicely. It says each question is like a doorway into their life story that is worth telling, remembering, and cherishing forever. This isn't just abstract history, it's your personal legacy. This knowledge is for you to seek out, to hold on to.
Absolutely. So we've covered the powerful why from the source, the guided what with those question examples, and the practical how of actually capturing these moments, all drawn from this one article.
And these stories, they truly are irreplaceable, like we said. Taking action, using these kinds of questions as a guide, it helps make sure that legacy isn't lost.
Right. So as you think about all this, about maybe starting these conversations, here's a final thought, kind of building on the article's core idea and looking ahead. Consider this. What stories from your own life would you want someone to care enough about to ask for and preserve someday? And maybe how might unlocking the stories behind those doorways in their past actually shine a new light on your own present? Something to think about.